Super. Because everybody likes to test, right?
Hannah looks a little nervous.
My daughter's a school teacher. I brought the answers too, because I thought it would be annoying. And I brought these about me, in case anybody cares later. They may not want to know later.
Do we have 20?
I think I have 25.
Perfect. Well, Katrina, welcome to our class. The kids do know all about you. They're excited about your upcoming Senate race. We're going to talk a little bit about women in politics and hopefully encourage some of the young ladies and gentlemen in the class. And they also do have questions, everything ranging from immigration to the voter ID bill and school choice.
Okay,
So the floor is yours.
Well, great. Well, it's good to be here, and I'll tell you a little bit about myself first. First of all, have not always been a woman in politics. My real profession is insurance. So for 40 years, not quite 40, but almost 40 years, I've been in the insurance business. And that's how I make a living. So if you're planning on going into politics to make a lot of money, that's probably not the way to do it, because you go into politics for the reason of getting involved and helping people and doing it for the right reason. I have to have another job, which is insurance. I'm in the forestry insurance business. I write insurance on loggers and skidders and loaders and the timber industry, and that's how I make the money to do my fun job, politics. So I got involved in politics to begin with because my parents were they were political junkies. My mom and dad were both, I'll take the glasses off so I can see. My mom and dad were both avid Republicans. And my mom was a big Barry Goldwater fan, so young, how long ago that was, and Richard Nixon. And my dad couldn't stand Bill Clinton, so he got me excited about that. He always wanted one of those Bill Clinton backwards watches, so his great idea to get me involved in politics was to get him a Bill Clinton backwards watch. So that was my first delve into politics, was to find him a Bill Clinton backwards watch. So I did that, and I guess that's what really got me going. But what my first real involvement was to run for the Lexington County chairman, the chairman of the Lexington County Republican Party. And when I did that, I don't know how, but I won. And so I've got some information in these books, and I'm going to kind of give you a history. Is it all right? Can I use my visual aids here to kind of, I'm going to move this too before I knock it off, to kind of give you how I got started and what happened. I don't know if y'all will be able to see this or not. This is going to be kind of funny. It looks like I'm with George Bush here. It's actually a cutout. Can you tell I like George Bush? I volunteered a lot. But I volunteered when George Bush was here in 2002. I went to the airport and somebody had a big paper cutout. So I thought, oh, this would be cute. So I cozied up to the cutout. And from there, I volunteered at a lot of events. Maybe if I put it up here, you can see it. This is former Governor David Beasley. I volunteered at a lot of events for him. I made a lot of trips to Washington. So these are pictures from my different trips to Washington. And I'm sure you all know Joe Wilson. He's probably been here to speak to you.
He hasn't been in, but we have his Joe Means Jobs, and Alan's been in.
Okay, well, you should get Congressman Wilson to come speak to you, because he's a great representative from South Carolina, and I'm sure he would come speak to you if Kelly asked him. So, Miss Payne, I'm sorry she can't. I'm not supposed to call her that. This is a very interesting picture. When I was in, I went to the Republican convention, and at the Republican convention, I met the lady who had been named treasurer. President Bush had just named her the treasurer the U.S., well, let me read it right. Anna Cabral Wright Smiles, and this is as she was signed, the first dollar bill that she got her name listed as treasurer on. And I got to meet her. This is a picture of me and her and Lisa Sox when we were delegates to the Republican convention. And this is a dollar bill that she actually signed. And y'all can look at this closer. But these are some of the pictures from the Republican National Convention. This is some memorabilia when we were doing the flip-flop. On the back side of this it says flop. So when you're at the convention you get to do silly things too. We like to be a little creative at the convention. But when you get involved in politics, you get to go to the Republican convention or at the Democratic convention, whichever your choice may be, and you get involved in a lot of events, and you get to meet a lot of interesting people. This is Senator Zell Miller, who was a very active Democrat at one time, and then he became involved in the Republican Party. Now this is a very interesting picture. The first time I ran for office, I ran for the House of Representatives, and this was the first sign I put up. My father-in-law got very involved. He was a rather elderly gentleman. But time I put it up, my opposition decided they didn't like it. So you see what my opposition did. My opposition came and they ripped my sign up. And that's what happens a lot of times. It's not a very nice thing, but then what you have to have is determination. And you keep going, and you don't stop. And it happens a lot. And I know that Ms. Payne can tell you that. She's been there. She knows what happens. And it happens a lot to men, but it happens a whole lot to women. Someone drew this picture for me. They said, you know what, get back up on that elephant and you keep going. You have determination. You're not going to stop. This is a picture of me and Senator DeMint. And this is actually when he was running for his first term in Congress. He was in an event in Lexington. And this was at a Nikki Haley event when she was running for her first term in the House of Representatives. This was before governor, before she even thought about being governor. My visitor sticker didn't like my clothes there. Y'all know I'm a visitor. I don't need to wear that anymore. This is Senator Bill Frist from Tennessee. Another Zell Miller print. This is our two senators, Senator Lindsey Graham and Senator Jim DeMint. And this was an event we had in Lexington County where we introduced we honored the two senators from South Carolina. First Lady Jeannie Sanford and the South Carolina Federation of Republican Women's president at the time. We did an event honoring them. And this is what I was telling you about when I was elected the chairman for the Lexington County Republican Women. Lexington County, the chairman of the Lexington County Republican Party. They did an article on the 5 most powerful women in Lexington County, and they chose me as one. I don't know why. But it was, at the time, Nikki Haley was running for the House of Representatives, and it was me and Roxanne Wilson, who is Congressman Joe Wilson's wife, Kathy Novinger, and Nikki Haley, and Miss Verona Shealy. I don't know if any of y'all, if you probably never had Miss Verona Shealy, I don't know if she would come talk, but she is a long-time Republican activist. She was very active in the Republican Women, and very active in the Lexington County Republican Party.